Today on The Social, the video that caused sparks. We discuss Chris Martin's viral kiss cam joke and the potential affair it accidentally revealed. And mixed reviews from Mark Carney's Bill C5 Summit. Why some First Nations leaders left with more questions than answers. Then, is humidity wreaking havoc on your hair? We've got you. How to summer-proof your locks with easy breezy styling. Plus, no cottage, no problem. Beautiful summer getaways for rest and relaxation without the cottage maintenance. It all starts now on The Social.
Teacher energy again today in the audience. Welcome, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome. We want to welcome her back, joining us on the panel again today. Writer, scholar Riley Yesno is here. Welcome back.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay. I have never gotten more DMs on my Instagram from all of y'all than about this next story. Are you talking about this on the show tomorrow? Yes, we are. If you were online at all yesterday, you saw the entire world reacting to Coldplay frontman Chris Martin spicing up his Boston show with an audience cam and accidentally exposing an affair. Look.
Yeah. Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Okay, in case you missed it, Chris Martin said, oh, look at these two. They're either having an affair or they're really shy. And guess which one it was? Oh, my goodness. Okay, the internet went to work immediately identifying this couple as the married CEO, married to somebody else, the married CEO of a company called Astronomer, and the woman, the head of his HR department. Riley, do you have thoughts?
Yeah. Actually, no, nothing.
Nothing.
No, I think the first thing I thought actually was, if you were his wife, is this not exactly what you'd want? Irrefutable proof. The whole world is laughing at him. They're all like, oh my God, what a loser. And also, I just love the way he like hits the deck. Like, you know, like
he really does.
Be more suspicious about it. Like,
and apparently it was a glass railing.
Oh my God.
We see you.
Like, I'm sorry, you're a white guy at a Coldplay concert. If you just sat there, no one would have thought anything, but you made it so suspicious.
Listen, Riley, that's exactly what I was thinking. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, because you're absolutely right. First of all, I have more questions than I have opinions. First of all, why would you bring your side piece, jump off, whatever you want to call this woman, to a Coldplay concert in your own city? He didn't go to another city.
Jazz band.
You really thought that you weren't going to run into anybody, never mind being put on a Jumbotron? And then the other question is, okay, we don't know your life, meaning thus general public. When you saw the camera, why didn't you just play it cool, whisper in her ear, don't move, and then just kind of wave Chris on, right? Wave Chris on like...
You bring up some excellent points.
Right? And just be like, yeah. Because he ducked and then he left her standing there like an idiot. And he was like, now we're investigating, now we're looking. And I have a third question. I need one of these podcasters, call her daddy, Nick Vile, to find the woman who is standing next to them, who is enjoying this tea like the rest of us. This girl. I need to hear from her because her face said, oh, you guys just stepped in it. And the whole world thought, I need to hear from this woman.
Yeah, what do you think, Jess?
Well, I'm scared now to say what I think because it's very opposite to what you two think.
You're surrounded.
I immediately thought of the wife and thought, like, how embarrassing for her to find out this way. And also, like, web sleuthing. I love web sleuthing. Like, it felt like the world got together and found these people. But it doesn't feel like it was for justice. Like, the kind of web sleuthing I like is if, like, there's a hit and run and the guy who did the hit and run, the web-osphere comes together and we find that guy or we find that woman. That's justice. This just feels like shaming and it feels embarrassing and it feels hurtful. Oh my God, who is she today?
I'm gonna jump on train with you. Okay, because yesterday when this story broke, Cynthia was here and we knew she wasn't gonna be on the show today. And remember what she said to me? She's like, Mel, you better represent for me on that panel tomorrow. And Cynthia is so upset by this story. She doesn't like it at all. And if I could channel my best Cynthia Loyst right now, this is not Melissa Grelo speaking. If I could channel my best Cynthia Loyst right now, she would say, we don't know what we don't know about this couple, right? Obviously, the behavior looked so guilty, right? But we also don't know what we don't know. So it turns out, yes, they're both married. If the internet sleuths are right, the woman in this, the head of HR, has been long time separated from her husband. And we also don't actually know the state of the relationship of the CEO. And so what if
they
the marriage...
They could be separated?
We don't know. So what I'm saying, no. What I'm saying is cheating we think is black and white. There's a good guy and there's a bad guy. Cynthia would say, we don't know what we don't know, and what a terrible way to have what is entertainment for us actually destroy real people's lives. Now, who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of the wife. She's a very private person. They have 2 sons. So for the rest of us, this story's gonna leave us in 2 days. This family is destroyed for life.
And he should have thought about that when he took her in his arms at that concert.
Maybe.
Right?
Yeah.
He should have thought about that. And I think just by the very fact that the wife dropped her last name on all of her social media that we know. And if they were separated, then he wouldn't need to let go of her when the camera was put on him. He'd be like, I'm separated, my wife knows that we're not together, I'm sleeping in the basement so I can continue to hold you. But he didn't do that now, did he?
Yeah.
Because he's very much married. But it's very interesting.
Well, heaven forbid any of us make mistakes at a Coldplay concert. Hey, guess what? In news that sent a shock through late night, Stephen Colbert has announced that CBS will be ending The Late Show next year. So the network said yesterday that it will be canceling the franchise after more than 3 decades, once Colbert's contract expires in May, citing the move as a financial decision. Now, this comes at the same time as Paramount, which is the parent company of CBS, brokered a multi-billion-dollar merger with the film studio Skydance. And this is a deal that requires approval from the Trump administration. So Paramount also recently paid President Trump $16 million to settle a lawsuit over a 60-minute interview, a move Colbert criticized on his show, calling it a big fat bribe. In other words, what are our reactions to this? Does this mark the end of late night? What do we think, you guys?
This is such a sad, sad story, and it's sad for many reasons, because I think a lot of people really love Stephen Colbert, and so, you know, that's just sad. But even though the parent company is saying this is just business, in the age of Trump, politics is business and business is politics. I don't think that you can at all separate the two. And the statement basically saying, well, it's nothing, we love Colbert and the ratings are great and he's making money, but gotta go. That doesn't make sense in TV world cleanly. If you're doing well, you're still on the air. So this makes me think, 2 things can be true at the same time. I think that you can conveniently say, well, it's just business, and also know that in order for your multi-billion-dollar merger to get the sign-off, Trump has to be the one to give you the sign-off. Colbert has been one of the most vocal anti-Trump people on television anywhere.
But does it matter that other late-night shows are sort of getting a little nervous as well?
I think they're next.
But not just politically related, but also just like budget cutting.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You think it has to do with budgets?
I think it's a combination of them both. And I think Colbert will be fine. This reminded me, do you guys know, I can't remember her last name, Amelia, she does Chicken Shop Date, that YouTube thing. Anyway, she's so successful, and every traditional media sort of outlet turned down the concept of that show. So it's found a comfortable little spot on YouTube. And I think that, you know, we have so many options in this day and age for what we want to consume and how we want to consume it. And late night feels, there's part of me that feels like it's antiquated. I watch it the next day on Instagram. Do you know what I mean? In little clips. So I don't know, maybe the writing is on the wall.
I hear you, and that's a valid reason, because a lot of television executives have been talking about the fact that our industry is fighting for eyeballs. We have our phone, we have all of these other options, but in this case, personally for me, I don't think that is the case. Since January, ever since Trump has come back into office, I've seen a lot of fantastic journalists lose their jobs because of low ratings and financial issues. People like Jim Costa, Joy Reid, Terry Moran, and then there's the obvious, because, you know, Trump always tells on himself, and he actually posted this on Truth Social. I think we have it so everybody can read. I absolutely love that Colbert got fired. His talent was even less than his ratings. I hear Jimmy Kimmel is next. Has even less talent than Colbert. Greg Gutfeld is better than all of them combined, including the moron on NBC who ruined the once great Tonight Show. So anybody who wants to fight and say, oh, this is for financial, this is because it's antiquated, this is, you know, TV doesn't have the same ratings, there's your answer right there.
What do you think?
No, absolutely. Agree. I mean, I also think that, you know, there should be an inquiry into that to some degree. I think it was Elizabeth Warren that said that this is something that the people deserve to know. I agree. I am skeptical about whether or not they'd find anything also, because I am seeing the writing on the wall in the US of like this lovely burgeoning dictatorship. And that often starts with also controlling the media. And compromising it in a variety of different ways.
PBS, like their public broadcaster, the funding that they're losing now, that scares me more than Stephen Colbert, sorry.
Yeah, PBS, I agree, 100%. Don't take away Sesame Street. Come on.
Hey, Netflix picked them up.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Netflix.
Again, Netflix picked up Sesame Street because PBS is going. Anyway. Okay, keep an eye on that story. After the break, this is another big story happening right here at home. First Nations leaders are saying Prime Minister Carney's C5 summit, well, it maybe sparked more questions than answers for them. We're going to discuss just what the government's new bill means for Indigenous communities in this country. We'll be back right after this.
Next week on The Social, whether you're training for a 5K or your first marathon, tips on how to reach your race goals.
Toot our own horn or anything, but we have a really good time here in studio, don't we? We really do. So if you'd like to join us live in studio, it's really easy to do so. Scan the QR code that's on the screen right now. Is that how you all got your tickets? You scan the QR? It works! Oh my God, that's such good news. Scan your QR code, and that's how you can get tickets.
But wait, how much are the tickets?
Oh my God, Andrea, great question. Free 99.
Gotta let the people know. All right, so let's move on to our next topic. During a summit yesterday, Prime Minister Mark Carney promised First Nation rights holders wealth and prosperity for generations to come. Bill C5 is designed to connect and transform the Canadian economy through building new railways and energy corridors, igniting Indigenous economic growth, and promising that these big projects get built the right way with adequate consultation. However, some leaders left the summit still skeptical of the government, as Carney's comments have drawn mixed reviews. So, what was your takeaway from the summit?
Oh, boo.
Okay, talk to us, Riley.
The first thing I thought, I'm like, because first of all, this is a much bigger story than just Indigenous communities. Are you pro-extraction or anti-extraction? There's never been a consensus on that amongst nations. They're entitled to whatever form of economic development they want. What is the problem is the way that the government is going about it, which is through this sweeping legislation that, yes, is bad for First Nations, but it's also bad for environmental regulatory bodies, other sorts of due process, mechanisms. And so I think what is so frustrating is to hear him say stuff too like, like, this is going to be great for you. It's like First Nations have had it up to here with having a government, the prime ministers tell us what's good for us. Listen to us say what's good for us, right? And the fact that this bill has already passed and now they're just going around saying like, well, now we want to talk about it. It's like, well, no was never an option then. Consent was never on the table. It was already decided, and now you're trying to quell maybe any sort of pushback or resistance that you're going to get. And I think it's going to be a lot bigger than they anticipate at this point.
You think this is a PR job? A PR job.
Okay.
I guess the question I have in all of this is, I think we cannot deny on the one hand what it sounds like the point of the bill was, which is with this elbows up, everything's Canadiana, we want to keep things at home, and I think no one's going to argue that we want economic development in whatever form that looks like. We also know there's a housing crisis, so part of this is infrastructure, it's building homes, it's doing all of this. I'm curious to know, can environmentalism, can respecting treaty rights, can that live in the same world as economic development? So how do those two things fit? Because it always seems like when it's business or the environment loses. If it's business and Indigenous rights, Indigenous rights always lose. Can they coexist?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's great. And I think the answer is yes, but it has to be done in a right way, and every government has to understand that they're not just, you know, inheriting whatever their relationships with First Nations are. They're inheriting the relationships of all the governments previous that have broken trust so significantly. And so their job is to become a good partner that First Nations can trust, not to try and be the one to subvert, you know, all that.
And obviously with the way that people feel about the summit, that was not achieved, because before you made your point, which was very, very great point, I was feeling a little hopeful. Mark Carney's been in office, I think, for 125, 126 days, and I'm still want to give him the grace that he is making the right decision on behalf of all of us. I understand that people are skeptical, but I was more hopeful that, you know what, he says that he's ready to listen, and that's what I want to hear from my leader. I'm hoping that they are listening even more. It's like, it's not enough. Whatever you're doing, it's not enough. And you need to do more and bring more people to the table and really listen and take action. So that is what I really want to hear, but then I am also listening to you, and I'm like, you're right, maybe it's not the right move.
My takeaway is it's very, very bleak. It's so bleak.
More bleak than
I think that's because this all came yesterday on the Front Burner podcast from CBC. They interviewed David Suzuki. We all know David Suzuki. And it was about climate change, and it was about building pipelines and so on. And if you want to be very, very depressed, do listen to it. It's 30 minutes of the most depressing thing I've ever heard, but all of it felt absolutely urgent. And it feels like First Nations, many of them, are the only ones that are treating climate change as the emergency that it is. Like,
I think for me, like, a bigger issue than just this one bill is that it seems like this so-called era of reconciliation that we've been through, or at least the image of it, the rhetoric of it, is gone. We're in a new era. That's scary. It means that we're going to have to buckle down and fight. And I think it won't really get better until Canadians also realize that topics related to Indigenous people aren't just like policy issues that some politicians can take seriously and some can't, and will pick up when it's convenient and put down when it's not. They're fundamental constitutional obligations. They have to be lived up to all the time consistently.
And I don't want to put you on the spot, Riley, but what would you like to see done? How would you like this summit to end?
I think that there is going to have to be, if they're going to not want to see the court challenges, if they don't want to see the blockades, they're going to have to agree to significant amendments. They're going to have to start abandoning also this very vague language they're using around consultation. Like, and move towards free, prior, and informed consent. And also talk about, real partnership beyond just economic development in terms of resource extraction. Why is it when Indigenous people are told that they're going to grow, it's only through mining and logging and all of these other things? We have to have other means to do it.
Okay, so like, I guess, again, I'll come back with, how do we are in a crunch for time, right? Time, we need the environment, but we also need roofs over our heads. So we do need to maybe have less reliance on Americans for energy or what have you. So it's the timeline. Is there a world where these consultations can still happen in an expedient way, or is that just not going to even be part of the equation?
I think that the government should know, first of all, the partners that are willing to work with them at this point. Right. I think those nations would have made themselves clear, and instead stop banging on the door repeatedly of these nations who have said, no, we don't want this at all. Yeah. And I think that that would save them a lot of time also, just trying to force things through. But I also think that another thing that we could do is realize that there's going to be short-term pain for long-term gain when we can do things like, instead of mining, let's invest in renewable resources. Let's start going with a just transition. Let's start doing things,
Because the climate crisis is costing us trillions of dollars. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's do that instead of spending money.
But don't you feel like we were really taking that seriously until Donald Trump started talking about tariffs? And I feel like tariff conversation wiped everything else off the table.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Well, we're not going to have all the answers here, but I love hearing all of these perspectives. This is must think about stuff as a Canadian, for sure. Okay, everybody on the other side of the break. Jess Allen, we are taste testing your latest Kaftans in the Kitchen creation. Okay? What did she make in 3 minutes? We'll be back right after this.
I didn't bring my lunch.
Welcome back, everyone. I gotta be honest, I didn't know what to make for the latest Kaftans in the Kitchen, so I asked you, the viewers, to help me out. And in a remarkable turn of events, it was nearly a three-way tie between a raspberry pie, doesn't it look good? And a no-bake summerberry tart, and a corn and shrimp salad. So, I think you know what I had to do, but in case you don't, take a look. I had to do the shrimp and corn salad, which we're gonna do, but I also decided to combine these two recipes into one. I'm taking the top of the raspberry pie and the bottom of this, because it's no bake and it's hot out, and the mascarpone filling for this. How do you feel about that? That's right! Huh? I combined the two berry desserts into one and still pulled off the corn salad. Ladies, dig into that corn salad while I see. Let's see if this comes. Oh my gosh, you guys.
Oh my gosh, Jess. Perfection.
Look at that.
Perfection.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so listen, I cook more than I bake, but I've also been told that you don't mess with a baking recipe, but you did.
I did.
Why did you do it, ma'am, and how did you do it?
Why I did it is because I really wanted a no-bake version because of the heat wave. It's lifted now, but I did not want to turn on my oven. Also because it was nearly it was two-way tie between these desserts, the two desserts I combined. So I asked AI to combine the two recipes. And I will say I did a few tweaks because there was a little bit of a mishap with the filling not looking like it would be enough. But if this tastes any good, which I want to hear about.
Okay, before we talk about that,
is it?
Keep serving it. No, I have a question first.
Good.
Okay. We're going to talk about the tort, whatever that's called, in a second. But can we talk about the corn salad for a second? It's amazing.
Is it good? Oh, good.
So good.
2, you were saying in Kaftans that you and Simon made this a lot last summer, so why is it a keeper, besides the fact that it's delicious?
We made it because it's easy, and also because whatever you have in your fridge, you know, that's left over, you don't have to follow this recipe, which we shared in our stories last night, but you can use anything. You got wilted Swiss chard, you got spinach, throw that in here instead of the zucchini or the peppers if you want. It's such a great way to use things up. I also feel like it can be a side dish, but it can also be the main star because of the shrimp. It's just so versatile.
It's perfection.
Do you like it?
I love it. I was eating
good.
before you even got out here.
Oh my God. You know what this is? If I can just say, I think this is the summer classic we got looking at here. We got a no-bake dessert. We got a delicious main or side. Maybe throw on some sausages instead of the shrimp if you want.
Ooh.
I think everyone needs to make this weekend. It's easy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good job, Jess.
What do you think, Riley?
Oh my God, I love coming here. You guys feed me. I'm so well cared for. It's amazing.
This is
so
really good. Really, I didn't tune in last night, Jess, but how long do you think it would take to make all of this for a night?
Oh, I would honestly say 1 hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. The hardest part was shucking the corn.
Yeah.
Like getting that off with the knife. But I think you could do it in 1 hour.
You could just buy that in a tin.
Yeah. Or you could also buy the crust pre-made, right? You could buy that crust pre-made.
I mean,
Delicious.
both of these out of the park. Absolutely.
Okay, Andrea's licking the blade.
She's done. Wow. All right, Jess, summer classic indeed. Everyone bookmark this episode, will you? All right, so there are some work assignments. We have some vacation time coming up. So the next Kaftans in the Kitchen, we understand, Jess, is August 14th. Mm-hmm. Okay, right. August 14th. A little break. She's allowed to have a break.
Yeah.
August 14th.
I gave you 2.
I'm so glad we're sending you off with food. Riley, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I know. I'm going to sit in the back, and you're just going to hear, all the way from backstage. Me.
Okay, everybody, how to summer-proof your hair? Coming up next with the one and only hairstylist, Janet Jackson. We'll be
back. The summer can wreak havoc on our hair, whether it's humidity or damage from overexposure to the sun. So how can we keep our hair protected?
Yeah, it's a good question. Celebrity hairstylist Janet Jackson is back to show us how to summer-proof our hair with products and easy summer styling. Welcome back, Ms. Janet.
Thank you. All right, Jen, let's kick this off. You say the best way to summer-proof your hair actually starts in the shower. So give us more.
It is very important to focus on your shampoo because it is important when it comes to summer-proofing your hair. And so shampoos have protective ingredients that go into the hair shaft, keep it protected, and fights against the sun and humidity. So I have 3 shampoos that I know will get you through the summer.
Love this. Okay, we'll start with the first one, and it's a blue shampoo. What does it do?
So the Matrix Brass Off, it removes the orange unwanted tones in the hair. So if you're a brunette, if you are copper, if you're red, it's going to remove those tones, whether it is color-treated hair or if you're naturally those colors, that is the perfect thing for the summer.
Love that. Okay.
So what if you're a blonde? What shampoo should you use?
Okay, so for blondes, if you're naturally blonde or if you're color-treated as well, the L'Oreal Paris Ever Pure Purple Shampoo is perfect to remove the yellow undertones that are unwanted during the summer. And what's really nice about this as well is that you can use it if you have gray hair and you see that yellow tone coming in, the purple shampoo is perfect for that.
Okay, we love
Yes.
Okay, so how often should we actually be washing our hair in the summer?
Well, you should be washing, depending on your hair type, as often as you need to. But when it comes to these shampoos, your blue or your purple shampoo, you don't want to use it too often because it has a little bit of pigment in there. And if you overuse it, it may change your hair color. So about once a week or as needed, but you can also use it as a preventative measure in the summer as well.
Okay,
All right.
Okay.
So what about us curly hair girls? We know that humidity can wreak havoc on our hair. What product should we use?
Okay, so that would be the Pureology Smooth Reflection. And what it does is it smooths the hair cuticle, so it's going to make it look shinier. It's going to remove the frizz. It's great for those really hot days in the summer. And what's really nice about this as well is that it is great for any hair type.
Love this. Okay, we have shampooed. We want to style. Let's head over.
Let's head over.
Okay, we've got our models. So we've got our first look. So you've shampooed, you've conditioned. Okay, so what is our next step for summer-proofing our hair?
Okay, so with textured or curly hair, this is what you would call a wash and go. And what we've done here is we've added, you can add either a gel, a cream, a mousse to really wet hair. You're going to saturate that product, whether you're using your fingers or you're using a Denman brush, and then you're gonna let it air dry. Once it air dries, or if you're in a hurry, you can use a diffuser or a dryer. You end up with this look here. And then you're gonna go in with your pick. You're gonna go in at the root to just give it some lift. You can see that gradual lift there.
Yeah.
And that's just going to give the hair look a little bit more, you know, love.
Zhuzh it up.
We're zhuzhing. We definitely are zhuzhing.
Yeah. All right, so do you have any tips on applying this product on different types of curls?
Okay, so once we've done something like this, it's really nice to go in with a serum. Serums are great to coat the hair and protect the hair so that the UV is not going into the hair shaft. So it's really great to use a serum on top of your styling. And so what I'm going to do is now use the serum and go in at the ends. You're gonna just do finger coiling methods, and maybe I'll just give you some. You can try.
Which
Just
one is
a
this?
little.
Can you tell me, what is this one? one?
So this is the
Don't leave me out,
glycolic
girl.
gloss leave-in serum.
Ooh, it smells.
Smells
Smell this one.
amazing by
really good.
L'Oreal Paris. And so
Yeah.
actually can be used on any hair type or texture, so go
It's
ahead,
real.
knock yourself out. It's gonna be so shiny.
Wait, did you say
It's real. I'm on it. It's real.
And so it's real.
Real.
And so what we do is we go in with the serum, and as I'm doing here, I'm just grabbing sections and twirling it around on the ends.
Love that.
All right, so you've highlighted some of your favorite products, so let's get into styles that you love for the summer. And I hear that scarves are really hot this summer.
Oh my gosh, they are so cool. And it is a great way to be incorporated into your hair look as well. Why not? And so what I'm doing is I'm just going to tie it around the edges of her hair. I'm gonna leave out a little peekaboo there. And so scarves are great.
It's already cute.
That's
it's not even done.
very cute.
It's not even done.
And so scarves are great for, you know, that day-old hair, whether it's a textured hair blown out, or if it is a wash and go that you just don't want to rejuvenate the look. I'm gonna tie it a third time if you're watching. But this is a great way to just zhuzh the hair, make it look like, you know, you got it going on, even though the curls aren't, you know, curling.
No one needs to know that. It's a
No
nice
one needs to know that.
Wow.
And that's
Love
what you
that.
would do. Just incorporate this scarf.
Oh, look at how
Cute.
That's lovely. You gonna try it?
Yeah, because
do it.
I see something horse related, and it's like I can't help myself. But let's move on to the next
Gorgeous.
model.
Gorgeous.
Let's move on to the next model. You go ahead. I'm gonna try to fix
You
my
do,
hair.
you do your thing. You get it. All right, so our next model here, you have styles that has made its way through Wimbledon. Walk us through why you chose this one.
Okay, so 2025 hair trends are screaming low maintenance. So why not pull the hair back into a low, sleek ponytail?
Sorry, Mel's on the struggle bus over here.
Continue.
She gonna get it together. Don't worry. Continue, Janet.
So what I've already done to prep this low twist is I put a little spin on it. We've divided the hair into two, so we have 1 and 2.
Okay.
You want to make sure you secure the back first and then bring this over and secure it. You can use gel, a pomade, anything that to sleek the hair. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I call is a figure 8.
Okay.
So I put product here on the ends to make sure that it's nice and smooth. I'm twisting it as I go. Or Andrea, how about you to hold
Oh,
this
you want me to
for
hold this? Okay,
Sure.
no problem. I'll be your assistant.
Yes. And so I'm going to twist the hair in a figure 8.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep twisting, and I'm going to go around that first elastic.
Okay.
So that I'm covering it. I'm going to secure it with a hairpin. I like to leave little ends out to add a little oomph, a little dimension to the look.
Love that.
For this next hair part, I'm gonna continue twisting, and I'm gonna bring it back and around
Oh, that is so
the
cute.
elastic, and then I'm going
It's like
to
such a step up from just like a top
ponytail.
knot or a ponytail.
Yeah, messy bun.
It really is. It's just a nice way to elevate your low bun. And
Can
so
you turn our model, Janet,
yes,
when you're
I
done?
will.
Because this is a good look.
It is. It's quick, it's easy. It's a great way to stay cool.
Yeah, and no matter what the weather is, your hair looks
No matter
perfect.
what the weather is, I'm going to finish off with this Redken humidity spray.
Look at that.
Cute.
Right? I love that look. And there you
Yes.
go. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
That's fabulous.
So elevated. I don't know, did I do a good job?
You did a good job.
Did I do a good job?
Yeah, we gave you some time, and you pulled it together, Melissa.
Janet, we love all of these ideas and these products. Thank you so much. We are ready for summer. All right, everybody. When we come back, alternatives to summer cottages that will have you still very rested and relaxed. We'll be back with that.
Welcome back, everyone. So some people, like me, love everything a summer cottage has to offer. Other people, they feel more like this.
Please never, ever invite me to your cottage. I'm from the Caribbean. We do not understand this concept of having a house in the province and then having another house 2 hours away in the same province. And you have to pack up all this stuff, groceries, gear, all the repellents, all this stuff. Get through the worst traffic of your life to drive 3 hours to another house to relax. All right, so it's me. I'm other people. So we finally brought in an expert to recommend some gorgeous getaways with cottage-level relaxation without cottage-level maintenance. Please welcome back travel writer Heather Greenwood Davis.
Great to be here.
Oh, gosh. That clip is going to live on forever, actually. Okay, so what's the difference between a traditional cottage versus the properties you're going to show us today?
Yeah, so I love a cottage. Anything you can sleep in, stay in, play in, I think is great, but I get it, because you don't want the prep, you don't want the maintenance, you don't want to have to clean up. So what's great are the spots I'm going to show you today bring you all the joy with even your anti-cottage friends will love.
So your first suggestion is on an island few travelers ever get to?
Yeah, this is Tobago. So Tobago,
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been to Tobago.
Castera Retreats in Tobago is phenomenal. Tobago is the sister island to Trinidad and Tobago. This retreat is on the northwest side, Tobago fans, northwest side of the island. They've got 17 accommodations, and they are built into the hillside.
Oh,
they are stunning. And, you know, they're
my.
overlooking this little fishing village. You've got the gorgeous golden sand beach down below. It's got that tree house Crusoe, Robinson Crusoe style feeling. And it's also a big part of the local community. So you really feel like a local while you're there. They've got 4 2-bedrooms and 13 1-bedrooms, and they start at $226 Canadian.
Whoa!
Wow.
That is fabulous.
Yeah.
That's my kind of cottage.
Yeah.
But you say there's also a ton of things to do there.
There are a ton of things to do there. So, of course, the beach. The beach is there. You're either going to take the 5-minute walk down to the beach, or you're going to sit up high like I like to do and look out at that golden sand. They've got yoga and meditation in a stunning spot where you're overlooking everything. They've got phenomenal food. The Caribbean Kitchen restaurant there leans into the local farm-to-table stuff. Off-site, you've got the nylon pool. So I don't know if you got there, but it's this shallow sandbank in the middle of the sea. So you can go out there and literally sit on the sand out there. It's stunning. And if you can get to it, you must get it over to Tonchi Chocolates. So this is a local bean-to-bar chocolate maker in Tobago, and their story is incredible. You do a tour, you do a tasting. One thing to note, for those of you who need accessibility options, I would check first because it is a steep location, so you want to make sure.
There it is. Wow, this is off to a great start. Okay, next you're going to take us into the woods, which a lot of people go to cottages. They like the woods, they like the forestry. This one is the woods in Ireland.
That's right.
Ooh.
I
Tell
mean,
us
if you're going to go
about-
in the woods.
If we're going to be in the woods, take us to Finloch.
That's right. Finloch is in Northern Ireland, and it is luxury away from everything, which is, you know, one of those staples of luxury. This is 100 acres in Northern Ireland. It started off as a family property, and then they've extended it, by adding bubble domes. So they have 21 of these bubble domes. This is not your parents' cottage. They've got 21 of these. They are spread out throughout the wilderness, and they offer complete privacy. So it's an 180-degree sort of transparent bubble, but they've got 4-poster beds in there. They've got baths in there. It's just an absolutely, totally immersed in nature kind of getaway. I mean,
Right?
That is
Very
so
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've never heard of this before, but you say they have something called a forest spa?
yeah, so it's the Elements Trail Spa, and it's actually along a woodland trail. So you have 2 hours all to yourself, or you and your partner, you and your friend. You're going cabin to cabin, and in each of the cabins is a different element of this spa, self-guided spa adventure. So whether it's aromatherapy sauna, or you're taking a dip in the lake, just stunning.
Oh my gosh, my mouth is literally falling open.
Yeah.
Let's stick with domes because you found some Arctic igloos that we can actually sleep in.
That's right. So now we're going to Finland, and these are, I mean, this is going right up on my to-do list. I think it's super cool.
Okay,
They're Arctic guest houses, floating igloos. So they're in a small town called Rauna in Finland. There are 10 of these igloos. They're actually Aurora huts in season. So when northern lights are coming through in the winter months, you can do that. Inside, double bed, small kitchen, you've got a bathroom, got a sound system, a charger, everything you need to get through it, and you're surrounded by the sky. I mean,
Very
That's magic. Can you only go in the winter though?
no.
No?
Guess what? You can go year-round, and in the summer, they float. So,
Stop it!
they've got an electric motor, and you've got a remote control, and you can drive your little floating house all through the lakes of Finland. I absolutely love it. Gotta get there.
Okay, so see what I said before about cottages?
Yeah.
I wasn't talking about these types of cottages.
Just to be clear.
Just to be clear, everybody.
Wow.
All right, so next up is truly my kind of cottaging. Tell us about the private island resort in the British Virgin Islands.
I totally thought of you when I thought of this one. This is Peter Island Resort. It has all the best things about going away, staying in a cottage without any of the hardship. So you fly to Tortola, which is the biggest island in the British Virgin Islands. You take a private transfer to the island. You're already on vacation, and then you land here. You check into your beachfront property. I stayed in a beachfront room that had a hot tub, so that meant that I had the Caribbean Sea at my doorstep, had coffee on my veranda, had a hot tub for the evening. They've also got a 2-bedroom junior beach villa that's outstanding and comes with a full kitchen.
Wow, and I understand, that's amazing, right?
Yeah.
I understand that the food is also out of this world.
Right, so there is a restaurant on site, 2 actually, and I had an oxtail risotto arancini that I still think about. And I can't leave, you've got to hear about the spa, which is they have all the treatments you want. They've got the outdoor pool. They have a hot tub set on a cliff over one of the 7 beaches that are on this property. It all feels like barefoot luxury perfection.
Oh, wow, that's magic.
Okay, well, the last cottage that you're going to show us is actually a hotel, technically.
It is, technically. It's Grand Cayman Marriott Resort. And I went here with my husband, Ish, earlier this year. We had a phenomenal time. I actually think it's a great place to go back with kids. Because they have what they call the ultimate summer house experience. So it's a combination of summer cottage and summer camp. And the property, as you can see, it sits on the edge of the water. You've got this gorgeous gardenscape. You've got a beautiful pool there. It was recently renovated, and if you bring the kids, they've got 4 rooms that have bunk beds, which kids always love. Plus, you're getting all these treats all the time by the pool. Ice cream, cookie making, you know, games, you name it. This is your cottage getaway done right.
We love it. Heather, thank you so much for stopping by and turning an anti-cottager into a cottager. Very good job. That's amazing. All right, stay where you are, everybody. We'll be right back.
This season,
Extra, extra! The Social now streaming on Crave. Thanks a lot.
This is awesome. You guys are out here.
Streaming on Crave. Sorry. Oh, that's amazing. The Social now also streaming on Crave.
All right, everybody. I don't know about y'all, but we had a great time today.
Yeah,
It was meaty and fun.
It was what?
Meaty and fun.
And
It was
delicious.
meaty and fun and delicious.
And delicious. Thanks to you.
Oh, stop. Go on.
We just polished up all of Jess's food backstage, is what we did. All right, everybody, on next week's show, we are learning how to host a coffee tasting. This is really interesting. So we're going to learn about how to tell things like aroma and flavors. So I'm guessing we're going to have like almost like a coffee sommelier kind of on the show. Is that, am I right with that?
I love that.
We got to tune in to find out.
Yeah, you got to tune in to find out. Yeah, this is going to be fun. Also, anybody who's a runner here, any runners?
You got right here, right here.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Tune into Monday's show. We've got tips and tricks on how to improve your running, whether you're training for a 5K or maybe trying a marathon or just recreational, whatever. So over the summer, so that's going to be it as well. And we want to say a big thank you again to Riley, to Janet Jackson, to you, Jess Allen, Heather. We were picking our favorites.
Yeah.
Like,
you want to go in the cabin that's on the water?
no.
I would do the water.
Why not?
The Finland one?
Me too. I would do it.
I want the bubble in the forest in Ireland. Yes, I want that bubble.
I'm so nervous about some wild animal looking in on me in my bath. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right?
A little voyeuristic.
A little.
I would be naked the whole time.
I love that.
Okay, if you want to relive this magic, you can catch us on Crave. We are streaming on Crave. We are on YouTube. We've got our podcast on the iHeartRadio app and, of course, all of our social media channels. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Hey!